in, magic hands.
And sync. Use the force, Luke.
I got the force. I keep. Every time I do my hands like this, it starts recording automatically.
This is not the video looking for.
Those phones do have a wait feature. They do.
Yeah. This is not the video you're looking
But
for.
he's doing it and it's not responding. But I'm doing it. Again, there it goes again.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even wave this time. All I did was point.
It's like you just say, all right, we're gonna go. All right.
I was like, he's my monster. He's supposed to be my decoy. And he was like, decoy. All right, here we go. Record.
I think I might keep this. I think I might just start it from right here.
This is gonna be your behind the scenes stuff.
This might be the front. I might put this right here. I might just keep. All right, you know what? Screw it. Let's go.
Exactly.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of JP Meets. I'm here with Anna Morgan.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Tell little people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'll give y'all the clip note version. Here at Momocon, I am the director of media relations. What that is I'm the one who coordinates the press outlets to cover Momocon and interview our guests that are here this weekend. Outside of being part of Momocon, I also work with other conventions like Dragon Con, Anime Week in Atlanta, and several others. But I also, in addition, I have my own show, the Born Anew podcast. I'm an executive producer and co-host. And then I also am the line producer of the Bob the Blurred Official podcast with Karen Ashley, Chrissy Renee, and Hilton George. That I also do with them, and I do a little photography, I do a little voice acting, and yeah, that's clip note version.
You wear a lot of hats.
Yes, I do.
You wear a lot
And
of
I'm I forgot photography. Yes, I'm a photographer too.
Here at Momocon, I remember my first Momocon a few years ago. I had known you beforehand.
Yes.
I showed up here my first one. I saw you were volunteering, and here you are now.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that progression.
The progression is getting into the con was not an original idea of mine. Actually, it was my boss and one of my leaders. They actually suggested me considering applying to a con as a stretch goal to elevate my photography and some of the things that I do. And at first I was like, I don't really do cons like that. I do the professional development conventions, but fan-based cons, I don't know. So they were like, go check it out. And I went in 2014 Wizard World. They came to Atlanta, and I was planning to attend as an attendee. And then it evolved into me actually working for the con because they were shorthanded on photographers. I was taking pictures, and some of the artists and guests in the vendor hall and artist alley had said, hey, this girl's taking some great pictures. I'm going to bring you over to her. You can talk to her about, working for the convention. This was just from day one. And so they came and asked me if I wanted to work with the convention. I was like, okay, this will be my test run. See if this is a good fit. And that's I ended up doing that, and they let me know, okay, my first assignment was going to be with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I was just like, okay, look forward to tomorrow I'll be working with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then next thing I know, I got an email. Hollywood just confirmed that they need to bring the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back. They moved up the filming schedule. I was like, dang, okay. So then they were like, we're going to get a new guest to replace them. Who will be interested in doing this replacement guest? And I was just willing to take whatever just to get my feet wet. No one wanted to volunteer for this mystery guest, so I was like, I'll take it, I knew this. And of course they let me know, okay, with this being, your first time doing it, you gotta make sure you know fangirl, fan guy with the guest, So okay, so then that's when they told me, okay, let us bring you to go meet your new guest. And they bring me backstage because he was backstage getting ready to go on stage for his panel. And they were like, Dane Morgan, we want to introduce you to your guest, Mr. Stan Lee. And I'm like, so inside myself, but I had to go. Hello, Mr. Lee. Nice to meet you.
You better than me. I would have. Look.
But he was the sweetest man. He refused to call me by my actual name. He gave me a whole nickname, and he called it the whole weekend. My nickname was Sunshine. And it took me probably like a day and a half before I caught on when he would call me, or his handler would call me, or his manager would call me. Because I'd be just walking, trying to snap some pictures with Con, and I'm here, Sunshine. What are they talking to? Tap, tap, tap. Oh, hey. Oh, Mr. Lee is here. Okay, I'm going. But it was so fun, and he was, you know, he was such a loving man. And when he didn't have something, it was funny because he was like, hey, I have my friend, he doesn't have a photographer, he's a little young little thing, he needs, do you mind photographing him while on my lunch break? Okay, we'll go ahead and take you over there. This is James, and you know, of course, I look and see, and it's like, oh, it's James Marshall, Mr. Spike from Bucket of Vampires. And I photographed him. He was a really sweet, amazing person. So he introduced me to so many people, like the animated person behind He-Man and She-Ra. All of them were there, and I was taking pictures and doing some of them. And then on top of that, because that con was actually the same weekend as Momocon. It was Memorial Day weekend, and this was supposed to be like going to this con was a gift to myself. So I had told Mr. Lee this was a gift to myself because it was my birthday month. So the whole entire weekend he's telling me, it's her birthday. It's Sunshine's birthday. Do something. It's her birthday. Do something for her. It's her birthday. And I'm just like, it's sweet. But he was so sweet, and because of that experience, it was like, I want to do this. And so the next year I applied for Momocon, which was the con my boss wanted me to actually apply for, and that became 2015. Momocon was my very first time doing Momocon, and I applied for photography, and went running with that. And then after that, people reached out to me and said, hey, I heard from so-and-so, take a picture, love for you to work with us. And I started working with Animated Week in Atlanta. I started photographing for DreamHack. I started photographing for Japan Fest. And it just kind of rolled and rolled and rolled in that. And that's how I kind of just got into the whole volunteering aspect for it.
That's so cool. Now, as far as you as a nerd is concerned, what is your nerdy origin?
My nerdy origin, my cousins got me introduced to the nerdy world because on my mom's side, I was the first girl that was born, and I had all male older cousins. So they had their comics, their action figures, and if I wanted to play with them, I had to learn about this thing. But I was actually, it wasn't something that I was resistant to. I was curious about it. So I started looking at the comics, action figures, and dove into the world. But I think my biggest dive was when I was about 9 or 10, and my parents went to Germany. My dad was stationed. He's retired military, and one of the friends I made was into anime. I didn't realize it, and I was staying the night, and we went to the movie rentals place. For those that are under a certain age, you probably don't know. It's kind of like the Netflix, but the mortar store. So we go there, and this particular store had multiple levels. The level of the store you were on was based on the types of movies, because it was a small store, but it was all stacked. So we go up these stairs, and we go to this one level, and she's showing me these movies, Kira, and all this, and I'm like, what is this new world? What is this? This is animation, but to another level. And that whole weekend, we were watching stuff, and I was enjoying it, but the hook, line, and sinker for me was when I finally watched the first episode of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh my God,
that, I
yes.
was like, this is for me.
Yu Yu Hakusho Supremacy, that is my favorite anime.
#1 opening theme song to this day. If that song outside of Pokemon, that is a song. If you play the starting notes, that you'll have people go, "Come and hear a sound in a faceless town." That's the touch of a friend.
That's that joint to this day.
It is
To
a
this
total
day.
bop. No matter where you are, how old you are, you hear that song play, it's like, I know where to go.
Oh, you better get me started. All right. Between that and Pokemon, those are the goated dub themes.
Yes, they are.
That's it.
Yes. Because, like I said, karaoke last night, I was walking by the karaoke room here, and I'm like, I had to do this. There was a whole group singing the Pokemon song.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and it was the opening theme song. So I was just like, all right. It's like, this world is where you can, and that's what I love about these conventions, because you get like-minded people that like certain things, and you may not know, like you said, when we met each other, we didn't know each other from Adam, but being here at a con, we connect on certain things of the fandoms and stuff, and then boom, it's just like, hey, see you next con. No, are you going to such con? Okay, I'll see you then.
Now, for Momocon,
Yes.
it is my personal favorite con. Like it's my
Yes.
first big one.
Yes.
Like I've been to AWA, I've been to Dragon Con.
Yes.
Like this is still like my favorite one still. Like in your opinion, what separates Momocon? What makes Momocon so special across from any other ones?
Momocon, out of all the conventions I have now, once again, this is based on just, for those that are watching, before y'all come at any of us, this is only based on the convention I have worked at or personally attended. I have not attended all conventions, but Momocon just set a certain level for the game room, being the variety from arcade to tabletop to console to games from Japan, all this stuff, dance games, all that kind of stuff. You really get this, you have that. I tell people, no matter what you like, you have, I tell people, your friends, you'll be at the escalator, it's like, all right, great, meet back here at such and such time. Everybody can go in their own direction, because you don't have to all like the same thing. Because there's some conventions like Anime Weekend is strictly focused on the anime aspect. If you're not an anime fan, your friends are dragging you, and those are usually people at LobbyCon. Yes, LobbyCon. That is the parties that are in the lobby. So that is a term. If you are not a go to a convention, that is something we use often. When you have it seems like a con in the lobby, but it's just party because of music. It also, aka here, courtyard con that we have. So, but it's great because if you like gaming, you could just go in the game room and just engross yourself in gaming. If you love, collecting stuff or art, you go to Artist Alley Vendor Hall and spend the whole weekend there, because trust me, you needed to see everything that's in there. If you love panels and learning or doing workshops to make stuff and learn how to do stuff, they have that for you. If you like concerts, raves, parties, we got that too. So no matter what, you can find something here at Momocon.
Just ticking off all the boxes.
Exactly.
Ticking off all the boxes.
Exactly. Which makes it great, because I have been at other cons and you can have those aspects, like, you may have only one category, because it's not just Momocon is that I call it the well-rounded con. It has things on comics, it has things on pop culture, it has things on animation, anime, and things, and even the guest is well-rounded. You have voice actors from different video games, voice actors from animation and anime that are out there. You have live action actors that are also here. You have cosplay guests that are cosplayers that are invited as guests. So you have this wide range of things to see and do that, if you really want to just enjoy yourself, you can find something. But I do know there's people that they don't care. They're just mad a friend dragged them here, and they're going to not do anything. And they're going to say, I was bored at Momocon. That's because you didn't want to be here.
I think one of my favorite aspects about this con is that even though this is a big space, and it moved to a bigger space last year,
Yes.
It's still intimate.
Yes, yes.
It's still intimate enough
Yes.
that we're all in here together, and like it still feels like this is still like a safe, closed off space.
Yes.
Dragon Con is huge.
Yes.
Like Dragon Con is the biggest thing I've ever
Oh,
been to.
yes, it is.
Like it's like 7 hotels deep. Like
Yeah.
if you 30 minutes between panels, you're gonna need all 30 just to get there.
And if you've never been, Dragon Con is about 12 buildings total, 10 with actual content. So that is including the hotels, the Mirror-Mark buildings, and also they have the Sheraton, the Hilton, the Hyatt, they have the Marriott, they have, what's the other hotels? It's one of the other hotels you have to go to for content too. I can't remember, but it's not part of the cluster. But there's another hotel. They have, the other 2 Mirror-Mark buildings, and each of the buildings, like you got to go all the way to Mirror-Mark buildings if you want to see vendors. And the other Mirror-Mark building is for gaming. That's how massive this dedicated building is. Just one thing. Versus here, we're in one space. Then, if you want to see a panel, you have to go to the Marriott, and then your next panel, you have to book to get all the way to the Sheraton for that next panel. It is not with, it's blocks and blocks. So if you come to the, now that's one thing if they do with the parade for Dragon Con, but it shuts down all downtown Atlanta. If you are coming to Atlanta during Dragon Con weekend, avoid Saturday morning, because you ain't going nowhere downtown. You are going to be stuck for hours until that parade is over, the police release the barricade, and traffic flows again. But it is a massive one, and I've told people that are not used to cons, that is not my recommendation for a first con, because it can be overwhelming, because it's so many people. It is so many places that you get lost. I've heard so many people get lost, they get overwhelmed, they get anxiety. Because the worst is, if you take the Marriott, you have to figure out exactly which one that is to get off to take the Sky Bridge to the Hyatt or take the Sky Bridge to the Hilton. A lot of times you will miss it, you'll get off on the wrong place, and you're at the Sky Bridge for the Hyatt. So you gotta get back on, and you're just in this whole hamster wheel race of trying to, it's like, I just want to get out the building.
So the moral of the story is, Dragon Con big as hell, y'all.
So if you're not ready and you don't have friends to help you get around, start at places that you have a better way of navigating. Because one thing, Momocon, it is so much easier to navigate. It is Hall B, you have 4 levels, and then they give you maps. The whole bottom level, that's gaming, vendors, and artist alley, and gaming competitions. That's it. You also have a main stage for some really big guests that they know they're going to have a huge audience. That's it that you have down there. Then everything else is panel rooms, everything else. So you can easily, and they have an app. They have an app that can actually help you find stuff. And that is the best advantage. And it's a all ages con. You see people here with newborn babies. They come here corrected, looking like they about to burst any moment. But they know you have multiple generations of people that come here because it was good enough for me, it's good enough for my children, it's good enough for my grandchildren, good enough for my niece, nephew, everything. And it becomes a family thing that people travel from all over the country, even out of the country, to come here because of the element of everything they have here. But Momocon is also very inclusive, diverse. Actually, there's the ongoing nickname that, like, Momocon is the Black Con, because you turn around, you go, it's black.
We is pretty deep out here.
So most people be thinking, Momocon's a black con. Like, no, it's not. It look like it because it's that diverse that we want to come, and we know we have a good time. We tell our friends, they come, they have a good time, they come back again, and it keeps on growing. On top of that, they have a AFK room. If you're not familiar with that, if you have sensory overload, noise start bothering you, crowds start bothering you, we actually have a room here for people to go in with trained professionals that will help you calm you down from your anxiety. If you're having a panic attack, help you train. They're properly trained, medically trained to help you bring you down and calm you down, and have stuff in there to give you a breather if you start getting overwhelmed. You don't see that with most big cons. On top of that, they have places for nursing moms to go nurse, that they don't have to go into the bathroom, because trust me, anyone who's been in a con, you know bathroom lines are long. So nobody gonna wait for you to feed your baby. So so we have that here. So I love the fact that all those things are considered in a convention to make it a better experience no matter who you are.
Now, what has been your favorite thing about this year's con? I know we have a whole nother day left, and this night is not even over with.
Yes. Well, for myself, because most of anybody with press knows, I don't really venture out too much because I am usually handling stuff. But the beautiful part with the part I do is our guests. We have a wonderful array of guests. We have the Avatar cast. We have Korra. We have Sokka. We have the voice actor of Uncle Iroh. We have the voice actor Toph. We have the voice actor of Azula. We have the voice actor of Ty Lee. So anybody who, whether you're young or old, that watched Avatar, not the movie from the other dimension that never existed in this dimension, but the animated series, you got to meet them and get engrossed with that. On top of that, you have the voice actors from My Hero Academia, the voice actors from Jujutsu Kaisen. You have all these, but then getting to meet and a lot of our press outlets getting to ask questions and see how they are. A lot of them, they're just like, when they hear some of the questions, they just cut completely loose. You would think, they let their hair down. They don't realize they're on a time constraint. And then next thing is myself telling them, all right, it is time. I got to be respectful of your time because your people going to come after me to get you back downstairs. But they have such a great time talking to our press outlets, answering their questions, and they really get really comfortable with that. And I love that the guests they invite are so warm and welcoming to our press outlets, and I love seeing that. Now, before I did this, I love also the diversity of the panels we have here. Like, if you looked at this year's panel, there were, I think, at least 10 panels on being a blur in different aspects, being a blur getting in, being black and trying to be a collector, things like that, trying to be black and trying to get into cosplay, all these different aspects that answer those questions. For most people that are black, you may not have families that really support you because they don't understand because you are really weird, you into that weird Japanese stuff, that weird Korean stuff, because yes, there were a K-pop dance event that you had to learn how to do all the K-pop dances from the different K-pop videos. So you have that. So if you're into K-pop, any of that, they have it here.
I'd like to thank you for your time tonight. Yeah. I really appreciate everything you've done. Not just like here, but just all around. Like, I have seen this woman like buzz around like all weekend long. Like she works hard. She works so hard, and like Like, it's really appreciated.
You're welcome. Well, I give the biggest kudos to Renee Cooper, who I report to. She oversees media, that's photography, social media, everything from Momocon. She makes a lot of the stuff that you see on their social media, the commercials, anything like that. She's the woman that makes that. So she runs more than I am, because y'all probably only like today,
I literally saw her once.
Thank you.
All we can only see Renee once.
I love to have to see her at least once a day, because she's checking in on me to see if there's what I need to know. But then I give big kudos to our co-chairs of Momocon. This con is, guys, founded in 2004. Next year will be their 20-year anniversary. It started at Georgia Tech as an anime club. This started as an anime club and grew to what this is today. So if it wasn't for the two of our co-chairs, you know, and they are the most hardworking out there. You think I'm running. Them two is constant, because they're making sure everything is working properly, working behind the scenes for any issues to make it as seamless on the surface for all the attendees, even though we're handling it fine, because we don't want to disrupt any of the stuff or any of the fun of you all. So I give big kudos to them. If you know any of them or you do see them, definitely give them their kudos, because they kept this thing going almost for 20 years. I mean, and look at the size. They went from Georgia Tech, and now they're at a Georgia World Congress Center.
Where can everybody find you on social media?
For me, you can find me personally under Danica Events on all social media platforms. That's basically show my photography, event planning, and things as such. You can find my show, the One I Need podcast. We're on all social media platforms. We stream live every Thursday at 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That you can watch our episodes, and also the Bob. The Blood Official Podcast with Karen Ashley. You can find that at the Bob Podcast on all social media platforms. Also, definitely like, follow, and hit those notifications, because we stream for that show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, so you don't miss out on any of that too.
All links will be down in the thingamabob down below. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do everything that she said.
Yes.
She knows she's talking about. So once again, thank you for your time. And from Nana and me, we out. See you in the next one. Oh my God.